Hello everyone, thank you for coming today. My name is Elena and I'm going to be talking to you today about your residence rights. But first I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I work over at Circleville Care and Rehab, formerly known as Sunbridge, as an STNA. I've been there for almost 2 years. And I'm going to Hocking College to become a nurse. And this quarter I am taking an online speech class. As you can see, I have to find a community organization and talk about, an informative speech in front of a live audience. And I chose to talk to you all today about your rights. Your residence rights are like rights outside of the facility. You can do just about the same amount of things in here as you can do outside. They're just like the Constitution, and your Bill of Rights, and your amendments. You all have rights, and it works the same in the facility. Have any of you ever been unhappy or dissatisfied with something in here and want to resolve it somehow? Well, that's where your residence rights come into play. That's where you can go to your residence rights and say, okay, they're not considering me, or they haven't notified me before a transfer to another room or something. And then that's where your rights come into play, and then they'll help you out. I'm also in the residence rights, I'm going to be telling you how important they are to know and why you should know them. What are residence rights? Does anybody know what residence rights are? No? Anybody want to raise your hand? Anybody know what residence rights are?
We want you to tell us.
You want me to tell you? Okay, I'll tell you. You as the resident have rights and responsibilities that help make your assisted housing a better place for you and your family. That is exactly what residence rights are, to make it better for you. So, do any of you know your rights? Does anybody know one of their residence rights? Show of hands, anybody? You don't remember? You guys played bingo 2 weeks ago. Anybody know one of their rights? Well, I have them all put, yes?
One of the rights is that if there is a dispute, we can call the ombudsman to settle or make a decision for either the house or for the person, which it should be the resident, which it usually is.
Yes, good, good. That is one of your major ones. I have that under freedom and participation in communication. So anytime that you have a problem, you have that right. It's good that you know something. I have, unfortunately, not been able to put all 75 of your rights on this board because it's just too much. So I broke them down into 5 categories and took which ones I thought that you should know most about. And the categories are participation and communication, freedom, safety and security, privacy, and health. And those are pretty much all the categories that you need, and like they break them down to consideration, communicate in your own language. So if let's say you're German and then you come into a nursing home, you should be able to speak in German and do what you need to do because that's what's comfortable to you. You can participate in residence groups or community activities. That is your right as a resident. You can go out into the community and do what you want. You can talk to whoever you want. You have the freedom from injury. Your dignity. You have a choice to do what you want to do in this facility. Why is it beneficial for you to know your rights?
So nobody will come down on us. Well, I don't know how to put it in words. But
Yeah. Do you know why it's beneficial for you to know your rights? Can you tell me why?
Well, you have a right anywhere you go if you're correct. You're a citizen. You have a right.
Good. Yes, absolutely. You need to understand your rights. That way, if anything were to ever happen, and you're unhappy about something, you don't like the food choice, you don't like what room you're in, you're unhappy, dissatisfied, that's when your rights come into play. You can use them anytime that you have an issue. And they're there to protect you and help you. When can you use your rights? Anytime, absolutely. Anytime that there's a problem. And we're going to come back up here to the board. Let's talk about privacy. What do you think privacy is?
If a nurse or doctor comes in to see it, you have the right to have your curtain pulled or take you to another room.
Absolutely, yes. Yes, if the doctor or the nurse is coming in to check on you, it is your right to have your privacy. They have to shut the curtain in the door to make sure that you have your privacy. Just like you have privacy when you talk on the phone. You have privacy for your own closet space. You have, confidentiality about your condition. Whatever it may be in here, nobody else is allowed to know about that because that's confidential between you and your doctor and you and the nurse. And that's your privacy. Nobody else can get into that. Like your health. You have special diets. You need to make sure you have trained nurses' aides. Appropriate health care. Clean bed and linens. I mean, who wants dirty linens? Nobody. You want to make sure that it's a licensed facility, which of course they all are. They have to have a license or they can't take care of the elderly. You have to receive proper assistive devices. You're in a wheelchair, so you have to make sure the wheelchair is working right for you, right? Okay, and she has a walker up here, and you want to make sure that the walker works okay for you. So, to sum everything up, it's very important for you to know your residents' rights. That way, anytime that you have a problem, you have these rights to protect you. Just like if you're out in the community, you have your rights as a U.S. citizen to protect you. So, I want to thank you all for coming in today and listening to my speech and putting up with me. And do any of you have a question about your rights? Anything you want to know? At all? Anybody?
Are you located in this building?
I'm sorry?
Are you located in this building or where's your office?
I work over at Circleville Care and Rehab.
Okay.
Over there on Atwater Avenue. That's where I work. So do any of you have questions on your rights? Any concerns you may have? Anybody had a problem lately that they'd want resolved somehow? No? No, Helen? Well, I want to thank you all again for coming in. And if you have any other questions, let me know. If not, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for listening to me. Thank you.